Hi, ladies and gentlemen, it's Akinwolele Joseph on the line again. I am your one and only educational consultant and academic coach. It's nice having you around as my distinguished audience. Today, we'll be having a very important guest in our midst, highly esteemed guest. She's an educational activist, a very, very prominent one. Look at her, she's very, very young, but loaded for you. All right, so please pay attention as we'll be discussing examination malpractice, and she'll be airing her views too. She'll be giving us important information from the government, parastatals, and then from every spheres of life that has to do with education. Please let's welcome Demilade, Oluwa Demilade. Demilade is here with us. All right. So, briefly tell us about the government's ground on quality education. I'm very sure that you have a lot of information to tell us about that. So we just want to know what, people will say that education is calm, this and that, the government doesn't care. So we know that you are in that position. You are closer than we are. You're closer than the students are, than every other parent of the student, and different sectors are. So we want you to tell us, just give us brief information, just tell us briefly about government's ground on quality education.
So I'll start by saying that we first have to bear in mind that quality education is not just teaching and learning in the classroom. Quality education goes beyond all of that. If we are talking about quality education, we are talking about learning lifelong skills that will help a child thrive within and outside the classroom. Now, if you are talking about the Nigerian government ground on quality education, I would say the plan for every government, the initial plan for every government is to have quality education in their country. However, in Nigeria, according to the national education policy, that's the idea that every child in education has access to learning and feeding, but it is not so, because now the situation doesn't match the agenda.
All right, thank you so much for this powerful enlightenment. It's so powerful, we do not take it for granted. As I proceed to my next question, this question is very, very important, so that we can help teachers, help parents, help students that have seen learning disabilities as an excuse to actually make it a point of strength for these students. So my question is this: since there are various learning disabilities, would you agree to examination malpractice as a form of assistance at any level of education?
Let's start by saying that what is the reason for examination malpractice? Why do students engage in examination malpractice? Because we have to know the root cause to know the solution, right? And in my opinion, I think the idea of examination malpractice stems from the fear of failure, right? When someone is afraid to fail, they tend to go they tend to engage in examination malpractice. Now, you don't conquer a fear by cheating your way through it. I don't know if that makes sense. So, if you are trying to overcome a fear, you are supposed to face it and not look for ways and not cut corners to avoid achieving that thing that you want, right? When a child has a learning disability, it means the child cannot learn the way their peers learn or the way they should learn at that age. Now, helping them through should not necessarily involve examination malpractice. There are other ways you can help a child with disability that they don't have to cheat, because examination malpractice is not just the act, but there is a mindset behind it that if I do this and I pass and I do it next time, that means I can always cheat my way through life, which should not be, right? Because aside from school, life will test you, and if you cheat your way through school, when you're faced with life challenges where there is no one there to help you, how do you overcome those challenges? And that's why you have issues that's why you find people who do not have a mind on their own. Like I said, the idea of examination malpractice just goes beyond the action. You are giving that child a mindset that if you cannot learn, if you cannot read and understand, you can always cheat and still pass, right? And that should not be the mindset a child should have, even when they have a disability. You can help a child. First of all, if you are trying to help a child with disability, there are ways to go about it. You can, put the child in special learning schools and all of that. They don't necessarily have to cheat their way through life. They can learn through other means, not necessarily through examination malpractice.
Okay, thank you so much. Ah, I didn't make a mistake looking for someone like you as one of my distinguished guests. My final question here is, we have the junior secondary student. In fact, we have so many terminal exams that will be going on this period. We have the student, the common entrance student, that's the primary 6 students. We have the junior secondary school 3 students preparing for their Becker. We have the senior secondary school 2 preparing for their senior WAEC. And then finally, we have the set or the category of people preparing for the UTME. Now, you see these people, they have problem. There's serious problem because most of them have this negative mindset. They have this notion that I cannot pass this exam except I cheat. I cannot pass this exam except I involve myself in examination malpractice, except I ask my teacher to, help me arrange some form of assistance. In quotes, it's not assistance actually. So these people need your help. Some of them are more like not preparing for the exam because you know that my mom has paid. It has been settled. So we want you to settle them. Oh my God, they need help. Yeah, because life will show them pepper if they don't do the right thing now. So that's why we need help. So my question is, what advice or measure would you give to the students preparing for the common entrance, junior WAEC, senior WAEC, and UTME? I'm not leaving out any sector at all because I believe that this corruption is not just this examination malpractice, rather. It's not just in senior secondary school. Junior secondary school, it is there. Primary school, it is there. They are everywhere. I don't know why we have crop of idiots as teachers, crop of idiots as school owners. Why will you be helping a child in an examination? What does that supposed to mean? Are we joking here? Are you toying with the lives of these children? Are you toying with their future? Do you think by helping them that way is actually helping them? You are destroying their lives. See, I made a video. I'm so sorry I'm taking your time. I made a video last time and I explained this. I said a lot. I expressed my feelings, how pained I was. I couldn't hold it. I wasn't feeling too well, but I could not hold it because it's painful. You're making these guys feel like they cannot make it in life. They cannot pass except they go through examination malpractice. See, it's because of you I'm sweating like this. Why? Anyways, let's not talk too much. So please, back to my question. What advice would you give to the student preparing for junior WAEC, senior WAEC, UTME, and those preparing for common entrance examination?
My advice to those preparing for exams will be study hard and pray, trust God, and everything good will come. You don't have to pressure yourself. I wrote JAM twice, I wrote WAEC 4 times. It's just a phase. It's going to pass. And I mean, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Write with confidence. Prepare, trust God, because God is the one who gives wisdom. When you ask to trust God, He'll give you wisdom. And don't engage in examination malpractice. Please, it's not the best, because when you enter school, when you are faced with like bigger courses, and if you cannot pass WAEC, how do you want to pass through university courses? So don't engage in examination malpractice. It's not the best, really. It's not. focus. If you don't pass once, you do it again. I mean, that's life. If you fail, you write again. So yes, I wish you all the best.